Everyone, welcome back. So today, I know it's probably looking a little strange that I already have my nails done, but I'm sure by now I have figured out the title and you already know what this is. So I have searched a lot on the internet for exactly what I'm doing here today, which is how to encapsulate dip powder. I don't know what to call this, but I want to find a way to take pre-made press-on nails, you know, just like these here, the kiss nails that you can find. The ones I'm using came from the Masterpiece collection, and these are the ones on my hands now. And then you'll notice the more natural toned ones with the gold finish. Those are actually from the LA Colors brand. They've come out with these lavish nail kits, so I've been trying those out lately. Anyway, so I just wanted to find a way to protect those nails or make them a little more sturdy, because with the kiss nails, here's one of them here. I like them a lot. They have good length. They have really nice shape to them when you start off. But there's just a couple of things that bother me. They're a little on the bendy side. They're a little on the bendy side. So if you are cleaning the house or doing laundry and you happen to snag a nail or you hit something a little too hard, they are prone to bending pretty easily. Or if I'm just like putting on shoes or sneakers, sometimes, you know, I'll use my finger to kind of use as a shoehorn. It can also bend that way, or while I'm at work. The LA Colors nails, they have a really nice strong C curve to them. So I find them to be just a little sturdier in the front, but it's still the same situation if I hit something hard enough. So they're just slightly sturdier as far as the tips go, because they do have a stronger C curve, but still the same kind of thin flimsiness going on there. Also, you wear them long enough, and I'll show you here, hopefully you can see, they tend to start rounding out because they get really smooth. I don't know, from like rubbing up against things a lot. So once again, here's how sharp they start off. So really nice squared curve, and that squared off, and then you get more of a rounded curve the longer you have them on. And I don't care for that too much. So I figured out a way to finally get them covered in acrylic. And again, I don't know if this would be considered encapsulating or if this would just be an overlay, whatever the term is. I found a way to use dip powder to cover them, so it makes them stronger. It helps maintain the shape, and you can still take them off just as easily when you're done and you want to switch out your nails. I have this one done, this one, and these two here already done. I've been wearing them like this for about a week now because I wanted to really test it long enough to be able to confidently come on here and say, okay, I figured this out and it really does work. So I left this one bare and this one bare because these are usually the outside fingers you'll see wear down the most, so that I can do them on camera with you and show you how that goes. So first, what I'm going to do is just take my nail file and kind of get back the shape that I want. I'm just going to go ahead and shape them and then be right back to show you the next step. Okay, so it took me a while to figure this out because I couldn't understand what was stopping the base coat from sticking to the nails. And let me really quickly show you what would happen when I would try. So I hope the light and the camera are picking that up, but do you see how, for whatever reason, it just wouldn't stick? It would just start to evaporate, and I don't even know where it's going, but it would just evaporate. And that was annoying me. I couldn't figure out why it was happening. So then I discovered that if I take 100% acetone nail polish remover, I could rub it over the nail and essentially remove whatever, I don't know, sealant is on there. So that's, it don't need much either. You just get a little bit on a paper towel. I prefer paper towels to cotton balls. Cotton balls tend to leave a lot of lint. And you just quickly rub it over the nail. and it's gonna remove the layer of whatever, like I said, protectant sealant that's there. And you'll notice when it starts to dry out more, if you go hard enough, you'll actually notice you might start to get into the nail a bit and kind of eat away at it, but it's fine, don't freak out. Now, because this is a matte nail and it tends to look the same regardless, it's a little harder to figure out when you've reached that, you know, perfect amount that you've removed. But then you may notice like there's a drier streak suddenly, and that's kind of more or less how I've been judging it. And I'm using the Mia Secrets clear acrylic powder as a dip coat to do this. And here's one thing I've noticed. You'll see I have all the different ones I've been testing out here. This one I went 3 coats on, and it really changed the color a lot, so I didn't really care for that. This is where I discovered 2 coats works best, but I also realized that there was like a lot of gouging, so I didn't buff the nail as well as I should have. And this is kind of where I got that perfect spot, like I knew exactly where to stop. Okay, smooth that out. Let's get the base going. And you want to try to keep your coats of the base really thin. You do not want to make them too thick at all, because I don't want the nails to look overly thick. I just want them to be stronger and protected. And then when you go to dip the nail, I would not dip traditionally the way they say to. I prefer to just kind of lay it across the top. And then slowly guide my finger down. And then pull it on out. Tap off the excess. And I have this spoon here, because after I've done that, I like to scoop up just a little and then kind of do a pour over. And then another pour over. Now, normally if I were doing all my nails at the same time, I would at this point go on to do the other nails while leaving all of this acrylic powder to sit there, and I wouldn't brush it off until I've come back from doing the other nails. But since I'm only working on the one nail, I'm gonna give this about a good 30 seconds to a full minute to sit, and then I'm gonna brush it off. Okay, I'm gonna just move my hand to the side to brush this away. So this helps to keep the coats nice and thin and not let them get overly thick. And now we're ready to go on with the base again. Okay, so I've just brushed off the excess acrylic from there. Now, as you can see, there's like this little tiny dot of white there. That doesn't always happen, but it sometimes happens. And when it does, this is what I've done to kind of fix that. That actually looks like a fleck from the paper. And there you go. Pat it down a little bit, and then once you do the activator, you won't even see that. All right, and speaking of activator, it is now time to do that part. One more time, I'm just going to make sure I really have all the excess off. And then just go very liberally with your activator. You want to get down to as many layers as possible. Okay, so I'm going to give this about 60 seconds to dry, and then we're going to come back and do filing, buffing, and top coat. Okay, acrylic is hardened, and we are ready to get to filing, which I already had the shape in it, so I don't need to do much. I'm just going to flatten the tip one more time, which didn't take much of anything at all, and just make sure the edges are nice and straight the way I want them to be, which also did not take much at all. Okay, super quick and done. And then I'm just gonna take the buffing block and go ahead and just buff out all the little bumpies that you feel at the top there. I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of buff off to the side because I don't want to have everything all on the table. So I'm just gonna go ahead and buff real quick and be right back. All right, so once you are done buffing, it is time for top coat. Do a quick thin coat and then wait about 30 seconds until it semi dries and gets a little sticky, and then go in with your last coat to make it nice and shiny. A little streaky on that side. We'll fix that. All right, I didn't want to make you guys sit through that whole drying time because normally you would be painting all your nails at this point instead of just waiting for a single one to dry. So we're gonna go ahead, cut to right here, and then pick up from the final top coat here. And that's it. Once you allow this one to dry completely, you'll have a nice sturdy nail, and it'll still be just as easy to take off at the end of, you know, 2-3 weeks when you're ready. I like to take mine off every 2 weeks. All right, so here it is now, completely dry. You see the second coat kind of fills in any streakiness from the first one. And you get your nice little glassy coat. Now, for anybody who might have been wondering, you can do the ones that have the gems on them. Do not cover the gems completely because it takes away that nice, I'm sorry, I can't say do not, you do whatever you want to do. But to me, there's like a certain little twinkly glitteriness that happens, and it completely takes that away if you cover it. Like they're just shiny, there's nothing special. I didn't really file this one down, so it's a little chunky on the tip there, but I just kind of went along the edges here and just to cover the nail itself, not the gems, and then went over the gems with the top coat. And for anybody who's wondering, since I am doing these on matte nails, will it work on smooth nails? Yes, it will. This is one that I did here on a smooth nail to show you. So this is the nail without anything on it, super thin, shiny. And then here's the one that has the acrylic on it and still shiny. It's just, again, a harder shell to stop them from bending so easily. And that's that. And I hope this is helpful for you. You guys have no idea how long I've been trying to figure this out. If you have any questions that I didn't cover today, please feel free to ask them down below. I'll be more than happy to answer them for you. If you haven't already, please comment, rate, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. You all have an amazing rest of the weekend wherever you are, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.